Hey guys, and welcome back to another Conan Exiles video, and if you're watching this on the day of release, Happy New Year. I hope you've all been staying safe and hopefully not been drinking too much, especially those of you that aren't of the legal drinking age. I've spent most of this New Year period in bed due to somehow catching the plague, again. Today's video is a full guide on using the admin panel and admin mode, and it's something that was requested by Rufus Domitian, though many questions have been asked about how I use this aspect of the game, so I thought it was about time to make a guide to both answer the majority of the regular questions I get, along with helping those who are new to Conan practice their building skills risk-free. So firstly, what exactly is the admin panel? Well, it's a menu setting that can only be accessed either in single player mode, or on a server you are a designated administrator for, or if you know the admin password. The menu allows the player to adjust and change plenty of different aspects of the game, along with managing who is in your server, spawning NPCs and thralls, spawning in weapons and resources, disabling the survival aspects of the game, so on and so forth. So firstly, let's look at how to actually get into admin mode. So I'm here in single player and I'm already in admin mode, but this process will still work in single player, though may require a password in the multiplayer servers. To access admin mode, press the pause button and then settings, and then all the way across to the server settings on the right side, and then click make me admin. If you need a password, this is where it will pop up, and of course if you don't have the password you probably can't become an admin. Then, once you've made yourself an admin, if you go back to the pause menu, the admin panel option will appear on the pause menu itself above settings, and then from here you can access the admin panel. Now, looking at the admin panel, there are plenty of things here that can seem a little overwhelming at first, but we're going to go over all the basics right now. We'll start on the top left looking at the change player stats submenu. This is a bit self-explanatory, with each button offering a different function to your character's state, including increasing encumbrance, putting your health on max, putting it to minimum, adding a single feat, adding a single level, or setting your character to be a chosen level. From what I can tell, any changes made to your character using this submenu do seem to be permanent, even when you're not in admin mode, though of course you could just make a new character if you wanted to experiment with other things with base stats. Next is the other commands submenu. Print XP simply just prints how much XP you have as a text pop-up. Walk is the counter command to fly, which will allow you to drop back to your feet, and the opposite is also true for fly. Of course, fly will make you fly. Movement speed multiplier is a weird one that I've used once and never really again, as it is in my experience quite glitchy, and it's easy to get your character moving way too fast and stuck that way, so just generally avoid that in my opinion. Next, for the 6 tick boxes. These are all player state commands that affect how your character behaves or how NPCs react to your character. Cloak makes you untargetable to NPCs and enemies, though thralls do still turn their head to look at you even when you're cloaked. Invisibility will turn you of course completely invisible, though if you're in single player you require at least one person to have previously joined your single player game, otherwise for some reason it just won't work. Demigod, I believe, makes you invincible to everything apart from green walls and full damage, whereas God makes you invincible to everything apart from the green walls. No sprint cost removes stamina drain from any action that would usually cause it, including of course sprinting, rolling, climbing, anything like that. And Ghost is essentially no clip, causing you to fly whilst being able to go through both walls and scenery. Many of these checkbox commands can also be entered through the console when you're in admin mode, which can be opened using the tilde key. I find it easier to enter the movement commands of Fly, Walk and Ghost in this way when I'm building, rather than slowing down my train of thought to open the menu and toggle the respective options. I'll be leaving a link in the description with a full list of all the commands and such you can use in admin mode, as there are a few that relate to server management and such. Be aware that admin mode does have 1 or 2 commands that don't seem to work properly, but they will be probably patched to work in due time. There are also some very self-explanatory commands regarding hunger and thirst, which of course can either top up your, well, hunger or thirst meters, or you can just untick eating and turn both of those features off permanently if you choose to. Next, for the day-night cycle controls and weather controls. All of these options are fairly self-explanatory, allowing you to set the time of day, length of the day in minutes, freeze the sky and time, along with adjusting the severity of the weather and the wind direction. This feature is supremely useful somewhere like the far eastern coast, where I'm sure you will all know, it rains all the time, and it's always dark. Changes to the target weather severity meter take about 30 seconds to fully complete, with 0 being completely dry and 100 being heavy storms. Changing the type of day using the input meter is instant, though the sky takes about 20 or 30 seconds to update to correct brightness and colour. This is great for getting screenshots, as you can use the time to dictate the position of the sun and then obviously take your screenshots accordingly. In the top middle of the admin panel are the player list and NPC spawn options, which we'll go through a little bit later. On the right hand side is the spawn item dialog, which you've probably seen loads of times in my videos and in other Conan Exiles videos too. Items in game are categorised into the 4 different categories seen here in resources, gear, building and others. This is super easy to use. You can use the search bar to type in exactly what you're looking for, or just use the scroll bar on the right to browse. You can also hold left shift while clicking to spawn a full stack of whatever you're trying to spawn, such as a stack of 100 foundations. There are a few button combinations that I use a lot that aren't actually mentioned on the admin panel itself. Firstly, infinite resources. The button combo is Ctrl, Alt, Shift and F10, and means you can place one of any building item onto your hotbar and use it indefinitely, and of course switch it out for other pieces and continue to use them infinitely as well. There are also the quick kill and destroy commands. I've spawned a few of these enemies here to show you that with the quick kill, you can pretty much kill anything in one button press. This includes bosses. All this involves is pressing shift and delete together. This will kill a single NPC, or if targeted at a building, will remove a single building part, and of course any pieces that are taking stability solely from that part. There is also a large area of effect kill destroy that is far more destructive that I don't recommend using often, however I will demonstrate it. It's best used to tear down large builds you no longer want or need, or ones that may be eating up some of your computer's performance, as usually is the case for me. That's what I end up having to do, is tear down the older builds when I'm trying to build new builds nearby. You can use the AoE destroy by pressing down Ctrl, Shift and Delete, though if you keep tapping Delete whilst holding Ctrl and Shift, the radius seems to slowly increase, allowing you to quickly take down the build. Do be careful using this though, as it can delete world chunks and it can do some stuff you might not necessarily want it to do. However, just don't use it that much and generally you should be fine. I've been fine with it so far. Finally, let's take a quick look at NPC spawning and the player list feature. Player list is a simple server management feature built into the admin mode and does a decent job, though you probably won't really use it if you're on single player. I've never even looked at it until now. Now, when you open the spawn NPCs dialog, you can see a long list of NPC assets, along with some options at the bottom. These options include the natural behaviour and human type of the NPC you're spawning, where applicable of course, along with the option to spawn them as converted thralls, and also to hold left shift to spawn 5 rather than 1. You can type in the text bar at the top of the window to narrow down exactly what you're looking for. For example, I type fighter and I get a list of every fighter of every race and every faction. Same with blacksmith, alchemist, etc. Thralls are placed in the inventory as placeable items, and are generally random in terms of looks and gender, aside from the race you've chosen to spawn them as. You may have noticed at the bottom of the spawn NPCs dialog there is a button to kill all spawned NPCs. However, it seems that this button doesn't work, nor does the new follower level command, though I assume the new command will be patched in due time. I don't know how long the kill all spawned NPCs button's been broken, but you got shift delete for that. And there we have it, a complete beginner's guide to using the admin mode within Conan Exiles. Thanks for watching, and thanks to both Rufus, who directly suggested this video, and all the people who have asked questions about building with infinite resources, quickly deleting items, stuff like that. You know, there's been a lot of questions about certain aspects of this mode, so I thought maybe a guide would be best. It's the way I learnt to build in Conan Exiles, just playing around with this mode, so give it a try. There's nothing really to lose, especially in single player. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any build suggestions for future videos. As usual, absolutely anything is welcome. Don't forget to both follow me on Twitch and join the fun on our Discord through the links in the description, and if you'd like to support the future of this channel, the link to my Patreon is also in the description below, with various tiers and rewards including special Discord roles, sneak peeks at new videos, your name at the end of videos, and more. On that note, a thanks to our patrons Sammy, Sir Dialot, and Don Fox. If you're new here, feel free to check out the rest of the content on the channel. There are new Conan Exiles videos coming every Wednesday and Sunday, so if you like what you see, subscribe and ring the notification bell to be the first to see the next video, and to join us on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.